Good afternoon. This convocation, a meeting of the general faculty at the University of Texas at El Paso, will now come to order. Faculty across the university-wide community is represented by a body known as the Faculty Senate, comprised of over 140 faculty serving in the capacities of senators, chairs of 15 university-wide committees, with representation in each committee from our 8 colleges and schools. And we have 9 members in the Faculty Senate Executive Council. This Faculty Senate is the primary vehicle for faculty participation in shared university governance and provides a university-wide forum for faculty input and debate. At this time, I would like to ask representatives of all factions of the Faculty Senate to please stand to be recognized for their time, effort, and contributions to the work of our university. Thank you. We are the voice of the academic and administrative faculty working to advance the vision and direction of UTEP and work to assure quality in research, creative activity, teaching, student life, and service, while exercising responsibility for maintaining and improving rigorous standards throughout our curriculum. On behalf of university-wide faculty, we are committed to working closely with President Natalicio, the university administration, and the UT System Board of Regents. And let me now call upon Dr. Diana Natalicio, President of the University, to introduce our administrators and deans. Dr. Natalicio.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Buenas tardes. Welcome. Bienvenidos to the annual Fall Convocation. I'll begin by thanking our student ambassadors, student volunteers, and representatives of the university staff who served as ushers today. I also thank Christiane Williams and Aaron Rice for providing our interpretation this afternoon, and the members of the UTEP drumline for providing our opening fanfare. In case you didn't hear it, they were out there as we arrived at the auditorium today. Thanks to everybody for joining us. I'm now pleased to introduce members of the stage party, and I'll ask them to stand as I introduce them, and I'll ask you to hold your applause until all have been introduced. Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Carol Parker. Vice President for Research, Roberto Segueda. Vice President for Student Affairs, Gary Edens. Vice President for Asset Management and Development, Ben Gonzalez. Dean of the College of Business Administration, Robert Nachman. Interim Dean of the College of Education, William Robertson. Dean of the College of Engineering, Teresa Maldonado. Dean of Extended University, Beth Brunk Chavez. Dean of the Graduate School, Charles Ambler. Dean of the College of Health Sciences, Shafiq Daramsi. Interim Dean of the College of Liberal Arts, Stephen Kreitz. Dean of the School of Nursing, Elias Provencio Vasquez. Dean of the School of Pharmacy, Jose Rivera. Associate Dean of the College of Science, Michael Kenny. President of the Faculty Senate, Elena Izquierdo, whom you met a moment ago. Chair of the Graduate Council, Jack Chesa. Chair of the Staff Council, Maria Hernandez. President of the Alumni Association, Bobby Gonzalez. And President of the UTEP Student Government Association, Kristen Ahumada. Thanks to all of you again for your many contributions to UTEP, and most of all to the students we serve. Thank you all. The beginning of each new academic year brings with it renewed energy and enthusiasm, and this year has been no exception. The rhythm on the UTEP campus has picked up more than a beat, and there's an unmistakable optimism in the air. For students, educators, and support staff alike, this annual opportunity to refresh perspectives and reset aspirations and goals is one of the very appealing dimensions of being on a university campus. Institutions, too, especially those moving as fast as UTEP has been, have a similar opportunity at the beginning of each academic year to review the context in which they work, to assess recent and cumulative accomplishments, study changing internal and external trends, identify new opportunities and challenges, and where necessary or desirable, recalibrate priorities and plans. This new academic year at UTEP got off to an especially energizing start. Fall enrollment again set a new record with more than 25,000 students arriving on our campus this fall. What's more exciting is that this represents a 4.5% increase over last year, the largest enrollment increase since 2010, and cumulative growth of 45% over the past 15 years. This is excellent news, not only because more students are choosing to pursue their higher education aspirations at UTEP, but because more young people in this region clearly understand the important role that higher education can play in determining their and their families' life trajectories. And in the process, they and UTEP are working together to build this region's future economic prosperity and quality of life. Special thanks to Vice President for Student Affairs Gary Edens and his teams in outreach and recruiting and scholarships and financial aid for their outstanding work to ensure that all talented and motivated young people in this region have the information and support that they need to enroll at UTEP. Thanks too to our scholarship donors, the individuals, foundations, and corporations who enable us to provide financial support to entering and returning students who excel academically. The decision to enroll at UTEP has become increasingly appealing for a majority of students in this region, who represent 84% of our total enrollment. In fact, more than 2/3 of the region's top 10% high school graduates who attend public universities in Texas now choose to enroll at UTEP. UTEP's combination of quality and affordability represents a huge advantage to students by enabling them to complete degrees that are very highly valued by employers and graduate and professional schools without incurring the student loan debt too often required to attend competitive research and doctoral institutions elsewhere. In fact, UTEP has recently received national recognition in the New York Times and a #1 ranking in a Brookings Institution study of all U.S. research universities for our success in fostering student social mobility. The healthy enrollment increase this fall also continues a pattern of steady growth in UTEP student population over the past 2 decades, largely attributed to 2 major factors. First, a college-going culture has been very intentionally and systemically developed across this region through UTEP's engagement with partners, school districts, El Paso Community College, business and civic leaders forming the El Paso Collaborative for Academic Excellence, which celebrated its silver anniversary just last week. The collaborative was established 25 years ago in response to evidence from high school graduates' enrollment patterns at UTEP that too many of this region's talented young people, especially Hispanics from low-resourced backgrounds, were not seeking to pursue higher education. After 25 years, the evidence now shows that UTEP's growth has been due largely to the enrollment of those Hispanic students who were, for the first time, strongly encouraged to pursue their big dreams through higher education. Since 1990, UTEP's Hispanic enrollment has grown from 58% of all students to more than 80% today, and now appropriately reflects the demographics of this region. The beginning of each year also brings to our campus new members of the UTEP team, faculty and staff who make a major commitment to our Access and Excellence mission and in whose capable hands we entrust the assets and challenges of our unique student population. I extend a very special welcome to new academic leadership team members, Carol Parker, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, Teresa Maldonado, Dean of Engineering, and Shafiq Daramsi, Dean of Health Sciences. Let me also recognize with thanks 2 UTEP faculty members who have stepped up to serve as interim deans this year, Steve Kreitz in liberal arts, and Bill Robertson in education. Thanks to each and every one of you for the leadership you bring to our campus. Riding the crest of our successful administrative searches last year, we've embarked on 3 more this fall: Dean of Liberal Arts, Dean of Education, and Athletic Director. 3 outstanding committees will lead this work, chaired by Beth Brunk-Chavez, Charles Ambler, and Richard Adauto, respectively. However, knowing that searches for leadership positions are most successful when there is broad engagement across the campus, we hope many of you will join in helping us identify and recruit top candidates to ensure a highly competitive pool, and then that you'll participate actively in the on-campus interview and cultivation processes. UTEP's faculty members are at the heart of our research and educational programs and the standards to which all UTEP students are held. In classrooms, laboratories, field and study abroad settings, and online, they share their high expectations, innovative ideas, and passion for their disciplines, creating a learning environment that excites and motivates UTEP students to achieve at ever higher levels. UTEP's teaching excellence was again recognized by the University of Texas system this year with the presentation of Regents Outstanding Teaching Awards and the $25,000 prize which accompanies each of them to 3 UTEP faculty members. They're seated on the stage today, and I'll ask them to stand as I call their names. Dr. Isabel Baca, Associate Professor of English; Dr. Ann Brannon-Horak, Associate Professor of Practice in Religious and Women's Studies; and Dr. Song An, Assistant Professor of Mathematics Education. Congratulations to each of you. Thank you. A number of UTEP faculty members are previous recipients of this prestigious teaching award, and some of them have joined us today. Will all previous Rhoda winners who are present please rise? And they are in the audience, I believe. Yes, there they are. Congratulations to all of you, and thank you for all you do for UTEP and our students. Another healthy sign of UTEP's growth and development has begun to emerge at the western gateway to the campus, a new interdisciplinary research building. This $85 million project, funded largely through tuition revenue bonds, is expected to be completed in early 2020 and will add 150,000 square feet of critically needed space for continued growth in research activity and enhance our competitiveness for the funding that supports it. Thanks to Bill Hargrove, Chair of the Planning Committee, and to all committee members for their fine work on this important addition to the UTEP campus. During the past year, UTEP faculty and staff were again highly successful in securing competitive external funding to support research and sponsored programs. A total of 184 new grants valued at $62.3 million were awarded to UTEP last year. More than $53 million of these funds came from federal sources, especially the National Science Foundation, which awarded UTEP 42 grants totaling $17 million. The College of Engineering was the top producer of grant funding this past year, with 67 grant awards totaling more than $26 million. Attracting external grant and contract support has been a critically important strategy in successfully executing and leveraging the integration of UTEP's Access and Excellence mission over the past several decades. Most major funding has supported research activity and the infrastructure development required to enable it, thereby advancing the excellence mission to which we're all committed. Important too, however, is the highly competitive funding secured from such U.S. Department of Education programs as Upward Bound and Educational Talent Search, which seek to promote a college-going culture among historically underserved populations, as well as from NASA, NIH, and NSF, whose focus is on combining research and expanded access to science and technology careers for more U.S. students, especially underrepresented minorities. We offer our congratulations to all the faculty and staff members across our campus who successfully secured new grant funding during the past year. We also thank all of you who submitted proposals, whether funded or under revision, and to Roberto Segueda and the team in the Office of Research and Sponsored Programs for your commitment of talent, time, and effort to engage in an ever more challenging competition for funding. The quest for external grant and contract support has taken on greater urgency at UTEP and other public universities because state higher education funding has not kept pace with growing enrollments and the rising costs of providing quality higher education. In the 1980s, state funding comprised 60% of UTEP's total revenues, compared to only 23% today. Especially disappointing this year were the Texas legislature's reduced appropriations for all public universities, including a $5 million decline in appropriations at UTEP, which was especially challenging with this fall's enrollment growth. Traditionally, the two primary sources of support for educational and student development programs at UTEP and most other public universities have been state appropriations and student tuition and fees, which can work like counterweights. So when state appropriations decline, tuition and fees tend to rise to make up the difference. Although tuition increases are seldom warmly applauded, they are especially difficult at institutions like UTEP that serve students of very limited financial means. Every 2 years, all UT system universities conduct a campus-wide tuition and fees review and consultation process. This process, which has already been launched this fall under Gary Eden's leadership, will result in a proposal to be submitted to the Board of Regents for approval later this year. The recent decline in legislative funding make this tuition review process especially critical. And as the Tuition and Fees Advisory Committee does its work this fall, we encourage students, faculty, and staff to become informed and engage in the process. One of the major academic program accomplishments of the past year was our success in gaining pre-candidate status toward accreditation of UTEP's new Doctor of Pharmacy degree program and establishing a new School of Pharmacy. Some of you may have already noticed the beautiful new pharmacy school banner on today's stage. New pharmacy faculty and administrative leadership were hired and are in place, and the inaugural cohort of 41 PharmD students, 39 of whom are from El Paso, celebrated their white coat ceremony in late August. Our sincere congratulations to Dean Jose Rivera and his capable team for successfully delivering on UTEP's promise to offer access to an affordable and high-quality Doctor of Pharmacy program in this historically underserved region. I'm going to interrupt myself for just a moment here to mention that the pharmacy white coat ceremony was actually held on this very stage on August 26, which, as you may recall, was the morning after a fierce microburst wind and rainstorm that hit the campus the night before, leaving this auditorium in a very sorry state. Part of the roof collapsed and water covered large sections of the floor. Our dedicated facilities team went into action, working the entire night to repair and dry out this venue so that our pharmacy students and their many family members and friends could proceed to celebrate this happy milestone in their lives. I often say that everyone at UTEP plays a role in student access and success. Our facilities staff don't usually capture headlines for their contributions, but once in a while their work does take center stage. That night in August was a powerful reminder of just how critical a role they too play. Thanks to all of them and to all the other UTEP staff who competently and mostly unsung go about their business to ensure the quality of our campus programs and surroundings. Thanks to all of the facility services team, some of whom are here today. The addition of pharmacy to our academic program offerings represents another major investment in health professions education on the UTEP campus, a process that began in 1992 when we enrolled fewer than 1,000 students in a set of 5 health-related undergraduate programs, primarily nursing. With the addition of pharmacy, UTEP now offers 6 bachelor's, 12 master's, and 4 doctoral degree programs in the health professions, enrolling more than 4,500 students, a majority of whom are El Pasoans who will remain here to practice professionally after graduation and thereby enhance the quality of healthcare for all of us. UTEP is committed to work collaboratively with both EPCC and Texas Tech to avoid program duplication and increase the range of locally prepared healthcare professionals, a majority of whom will have the bilingual skills and bicultural sensitivity that is of critical importance in this U.S.-Mexico border setting. And beyond the enhanced quality of healthcare that this growing number of health professions graduates will offer, the well-paying jobs they secure locally upon graduation will enable them to contribute to our region's economic prosperity and quality of life. Another group of UTEP degree recipients with good prospects for professional careers in El Paso are the teachers and other school personnel who earn degrees and credentials in UTEP's College of Education in cooperation with the Colleges of Liberal Arts, Science, and Health Sciences. Most of these graduates remain in El Paso to pursue their careers in area school district settings, providing future generations of El Pasoans such high-quality educational experiences as dual language and dual credit programs while contributing to the region's economy and civic engagement and directly impacting our collective quality of life. The region's educational interdependence, more than 80% of UTEP students are graduates of high schools in this region, and an estimated 75% of area teachers are graduates of UTEP, means that we have a mutuality of interests and a shared stake in our collective success, and huge opportunities for innovative collaboration, data sharing, and reciprocal accountability. Unfortunately, however, this same deep and very positive long-term UTEP impact on this region has not been the norm over the past 10 years for our 15,000 business and STEM graduates, most of whom do not find competitive employment in El Paso. Highly talented, very well educated, and 70% Hispanic, these graduates are eagerly recruited elsewhere by such employers as Goldman Sachs, ExxonMobil, Google, Microsoft, and Lockheed Martin that offer them both professional experience and nationally competitive salaries, as well as exciting opportunities for future professional growth and career advancement, none of which are available to them locally. The result has been the exodus of more than an estimated 2/3 of all engineering graduates and at least half of all those in business. A high priority for UTEP over the next several years, then, will be to build stronger ties with regional economic developers to help shift the focus of their recruitment efforts toward employers able and willing to establish operations here to capitalize on the availability of highly skilled UTEP graduates in such areas as computer science, aerospace, mechanical and electrical engineering, cybersecurity, logistics, supply chain, finance, and biosciences, as well as on UTEP's research strengths in such areas as additive manufacturing, security studies, biomedical sciences and engineering, and water desalination. Under the leadership of Ben Gonzalez, we will also focus on capitalizing more strategically on such UTEP assets as the Keck and CSETR Centers in Engineering, the Border Biomedical Research Center in Science, and the Hunt Institute for Global Competitiveness in the College of Business, as well as UTEP's real estate properties in this region, including our forthcoming acquisition of the ASARCO site. With rapid growth in the number of UTEP alumni, 40,000 over the past 10 years, and their geographic dispersion across the globe, Alumni relations and asset management and development are placing a strong emphasis on developing a more robust and interactive alumni data network, less focused on traditional alumni fundraising and more on enabling us to maintain closer ties with our alumni and them to interact more readily with each other. Access to this enhanced alumni engagement will be facilitated by a new lifelong email forwarding address system and a new alumni database called MinorLink, which will include such information as job titles, employers, and current locations that will enable us to strengthen contact with our alumni, and specifically to link our current students with alumni who are in a position to serve as role models and mentors and assist them as they approach interviews, internships, or employment-related relocation. The initiative to establish closer ties with UTEP alumni is also being tightly wound with a major campus-wide student success initiative called the UTEP Edge that was introduced to the campus earlier this fall semester. Fostering student success has been and will continue to be UTEP's primary goal. As proud as we are of the impressive 45% growth in UTEP's enrollment over the past 15 years, we can take even greater pride in the fact that the total number of degrees awarded has more than doubled during the same time period, reflecting significant progress in promoting students' retention and their success in completing their degrees. As impressive as total diplomas earned may be as a measure of student success, we all also know that each of those diplomas must serve as a validation of the quality of the preparation provided to and internalized by the student who earned it. A large team of UTEP faculty and staff has been working intensely and in close partnership with UTEP students over the past year to develop a new, broader-based, and more explicit understanding of UTEP student success, an approach that begins with the special strengths and assets that our students themselves bring to our campus and builds on those attributes through a range of experiences designed to foster their development and ensure that upon graduation, they are fully prepared with the robust competence and confidence that they will need to compete successfully with their peers anywhere at any time. It's my pleasure now to hand off this convocation program to a group of UTEP Edge team members who will tell you more about this exciting campus-wide initiative. Thanks again to all of you for being with us today, and go Miners!
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Erica Mean, and I'm a faculty member in the College of Education and co-chair of the Department of Teacher Education. I'm here with my colleague, Yvette Sabina, Assistant Vice President for Outreach and Student Access, and we're here to emphasize the one-team, cross-campus approach to the UTEP Edge. Though many of you already know a lot about the UTEP Edge and are implementing it through your campus roles and programs, what better opportunity than convocation to advance this asset-based culture of professional preparation and empowerment? The image on the screen behind me shows the 3 core statements that drive the work of the Edge: talented students, enriching experiences, and lifelong success. Today, we will briefly highlight the values behind these statements before turning it over to our talented students.
This year, we celebrate a record number of students enrolled at UTEP, 25,078, and they've come to us as talented individuals with unique experiences, assets, motivations, and values necessary for success in college. Among many other attributes, we know our students are leaders. They are also resourceful. They know how to manage their time, and most are bilingual and bicultural. The UTEP Edge will nurture and leverage these talents to reinforce greatness, while at the same time supporting our students' pursuit of new learning and new skills. By the time they graduate and are ready to start graduate studies or careers, our students will possess many valuable attributes, such as communication skills, critical thinking skills, global awareness, a spirit of collaboration, and a sense of responsibility. These characteristics closely align to what employers, our own alumni, and even national and international research tells us are the traits necessary for success in today's workplace and global economy.
So how will we ensure that all students have these EDGE advantages by the time they graduate? A lot of it happens every day in our own classrooms and through our curricular and co-curricular programming. And it also is available through different campus-wide EDGE experiences, commonly called high-impact practices. These EDGE experiences include, but are not limited to, student employment, community engagement, research and scholarly activity, internships, creative activity, first-year experience, learning communities, student leadership, capstone courses, study abroad, and many more. It's important to say that these are by no means new experiences that were created for the UTEP EDGE. These have always been available to our students. However, we know that currently about 75% of our students participate in only one of these EDGE experiences, and only 40% participate in at least two during their time at the university. We also know through the vast research of scholars such as George Koo and Ernest Pascarella that college students participating in at least two of these experiences will have improved retention, improved overall collegiate success, an improved opportunity to graduate, and ultimately a smoother progression to meaningful work in graduate school. Therefore, one of the primary goals of the UTEP EDGE is for all students to participate in at least two EDGE experiences that are specifically tailored to their goals and aspirations before they graduate.
Ultimately, we don't want our students to just graduate. We want them to feel they have the necessary tools and confidence to compete in a global community. They came here already skilled and talented, and they will leave here empowered with a top-notch education, capable of succeeding in their chosen path, and whether graduate or professional studies or career. Our students will be armed with a sense of purpose and an education that means so much to them and to their families. At UTEP, our desire is to see our students contribute to the communities in which they live, whether here or anywhere else. We want our students to be happy and successful UTEP alumni who make a difference and advance a reality that we at UTEP already know, and that is that talent is everywhere. Indeed, that talent is everywhere, including on this very stage. Please join me in welcoming three incredibly talented UTEP students and one UTEP alumna who will share their UTEP EDGE story with you.
Buenas tardes a todos. Estamos muy orgullosos de estar aquí con todos ustedes para poder compartir de nuestras historias. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Daisy. I am a first-generation college student, and I came to UTEP with bilingual skills that I got from growing up in a two-language household. Mi familia me enseñó a ser una guerrera. My family taught me to be a warrior, to better myself. For this reason, they insisted that my sister and I spoke both English and Spanish to help us excel in our academics while keeping our Mexican roots.
Hello, everyone. My name is Steven. As a kid, I moved from home to home, lost friends, loved ones, and was bullied. Academics were never my strength either. The day after my high school graduation, someone dear to me said, "With those grades, you'll never become anything. Good luck being a bum." Hearing those words greatly discouraged me, but at the same time, they motivated me. It made me realize that there was something more that I had to offer, so I came to UTEP with determination.
My name is Jonathan. Because of my high school debate experience, I came to UTEP with communication skills. But I'm also a musician. Playing piano every day allowed me to develop a method for learning new concepts. Additionally, I learned how to pace myself with my own internal metronome that would help me develop an academic rhythm and ultimately help me excel on campus.
Hello, everyone. My name is Noelle. I'm a proud UTEP alumna, class of 2012 and 2016. My parents' marriage ended when I was in high school, and during this difficult time, I realized that I was happiest being at school. I had control over my academic world and experiences, and one of these experiences was theater. And because of it, I came to UTEP with creativity. With the help of my mentors and professors, I was able to further develop this skill into critical and analytical thinking, as well as on-the-spot problem solving, which I use every day in the classroom as an instructor in the Department of Languages and Linguistics here at UTEP.
The UTEP Edge is all about making sure that every student's time at this university is full of exciting and enriching experiences and opportunities that will help students achieve their dreams. We'd like to share our experiences with you.
After my first year at UTEP, for personal reasons, I felt like I needed a break from school. But a coworker encouraged me to apply for an internship at Walt Disney World in Florida. For the first 3 months, I worked as an outdoor vendor in the hot and humid outdoors of Orlando, Florida. Luckily, I had the opportunity of working inside as a concierge front desk at the Boardwalk Resort. That was a great experience because it soon made me realize that I never want to work in the hospitality industry. But this internship gave me the opportunity of exploring different cultural backgrounds, appreciate the support that I have at home, and explore options for my major.
During my first semester at UTEP, and for the first time in my life, I made good grades. I also jumped in an opportunity to work as a peer mentor for the Title V Entering Students program. As a peer mentor, I conduct workshops for students to help them achieve their goals and dreams. Through the Title V program, I was also given an opportunity to work with the amazing advisors at the Academic Advising Center. The experience as a student employee has taught me time management, teamwork, critical thinking, and adaptability to change under pressure when moments do not go as planned. And there were a lot of those moments.
I was honored to participate in a study abroad class to Havana, Cuba. Studying in another country allowed me to be part of an immersive learning experience outside of the classroom, a learning experience that we can't really get from a textbook or a lecture. This experience also impacted me in a very personal way. My father fled Cuba during the Cold War and has never returned to his home country. I always grew up with stories about Cuba, along with the culture, the music, and especially the food. Being able to turn those stories into reality allowed me to connect with my culture in a way that I never thought would be possible. It also made me realize that as UTEP students, we aren't bound to the classrooms here on campus. We are global scholars, and the world is our classroom.
As an undergraduate, I was a stage manager for theater and dance, and this led me to my capstone experience in theater, participating in a regional theater competition. After winning this competition, I was awarded a fellowship at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C., and later I became an intern in their production department. And as a master's student, I wanted to incorporate my theater brain into my graduate research in linguistics. And with the help of my professors, we were able to find the perfect topic for me. A first-time study in constructed languages in film and television, which are also called conlangs, and maybe some of you have heard them before. There's Klingon from Star Trek, Elvish from Lord of the Rings, and Dothraki and High Valyrian from a little-known show called Game of Thrones. Ritsas arlitolvis zedjorna kirimboze, which is High Valyrian for hello again, everyone, welcome, and thank you. Every single one of us will have a successful story to tell about our UTEP experiences that will give us the edge advantage and lead to lifelong success. The experiences and people that I have mentioned have all shaped the woman that I am today. I've learned to never settle for less than what I am able to accomplish, to always lend a hand, to walk tall and proud, and to always do what scares me the most, and to stand out as a leader.
Through my experiences here at UTEP, I found my calling. I want to impact lives. I want to help students here at UTEP and other students in my future career. UTEP helped me gain confidence to move forward and succeed. I want students to know that even if you do not start off well, there is hope for the future. All of us can achieve anything our heart and mind desires.
As an alumna and instructor, I encourage students to self-reflect and really think about what talents and skills they already have. I often hear some students say, I can't, or I don't know how. For example, my ESL students always seem to focus on their lack of English skills, and I remind them of their expert level in their native language. And we applaud the university as a whole for seeing that students really do come in with great talents and skills, and for encouraging them to become engaged, graduate, and move into their careers and the rest of their lives with a truly competitive edge.
Arthur Ashe says, start where you are, use what you have, do what you can. You can start where you are, but you have to always move forward. You can use what you have, but you should always remember that there's countless resources around you. You can do what you can, but there's always room to push for more. Studying in another country, engaging with my community, and countless other enriching experiences have all inspired us to strive for greatness and push beyond the boundaries of conformity. We are proof that the UTEP Edge works. So thank you for all that you do in helping students gain that edge.
Yeah, that's a hard act to follow. Good afternoon. I'm Heather Smith. I'm Associate Vice President for Academic Affairs with oversight for academic advising. I'm here with Dr. Mark Cox, a faculty member in the College of Science and Director of the Center for Faculty Leadership and Development. Please join me one more time in thanking our student and alumni presenters. Like Noel, I am a proud UTEP alumna, and I am fortunate enough to be in a position to advance the goals and aspirations of our UTEP students. This year, every incoming student learned about the UTEP Edge, their own assets, and opportunities for engagement and professional preparation through new student orientation, academic advising, minor welcome, the UTEP Blast, University 1301, and Rhetoric and Writing Studies 1301. In response to the Edge, we have redesigned the Academic Advising Center and transformed the way we do business. We now offer holistic, cohort-based advising that enhances our shared culture of care for every UTEP student. As advocates for UTEP's undergraduate students, the Academic Advising Center staff is providing seamless, personalized advising through a cohort model where every student is assigned their own advisor. They are engaging students in new ways based on students' individual interests, aspirations, and commitments, and they are empowering our students to cultivate their assets, create clear pathways to degree completion, and develop a competitive edge for lifelong success. In addition, the advisors are focusing efforts on bridging the academic and financial realities of every student while promoting their engagement in high-impact practices in their majors and across campus. This is how the Academic Advising Center is working to make sure that every student moves forward with the UTEP Edge every day. As a UTEP staff member, I have the privilege of leading academic advising on campus, but all of us who are UTEP staff members can engage in fostering a culture of care and empowering our students through the UTEP Edge philosophy in their journeys forward. As staff members, you can make sure that each of your student employees is continuously developing professional skills, including performing periodic resume reviews. You can create closer monitoring relationships with students, focusing on engagement and professional preparation. And you can encourage those in your personal and professional networks to offer a new internship program for our students. All of us at UTEP have the talent, the experience, and the networks to help our students gain the competitive edge.
Good afternoon. As Heather just said, across campus, we're seeing faculty and staff engage with and enact the philosophy of the UTEP Edge. Just in recent weeks alone, we've seen your participation and learn more about efforts through Minor Welcome UTEP Edge Kickoff, through trainings offered through the Center for Faculty Leadership and Development, the collaborative one-team approach of academic affairs, student affairs, the Center for Faculty Leadership and Development, the Office of Human Resource Services, and University Communications. Custom Edge workshops delivered across campus and beyond to colleges, departments, programs, student groups, and alumni. And the provost scheduled visits to more than 70 academic programs and departments. In the Center for Faculty Leadership and Development, we have also taken seriously the one-team cross-campus holistic approach to the UTEP Edge to renew our efforts, especially in terms of teaching and learning, leadership, scholarship and mentoring, and entrepreneurship. And we do this work to make sure that every member of our UTEP community develops and sharpens his or her personal and professional edge. Everyone in this venue is a member of UTEP's culture of care, this one-team approach. To our faculty members, consider how you can work to best empower our students using the UTEP Edge philosophy. You could attend an Edge workshop offered through the Center for Faculty Leadership and Development. You could request a tailored workshop for your department or program to both build and better assess the great work you're doing to optimize student talent. You could ask the students in your classes about their career plans and offer any guidance or insight you can. Or you can enhance your syllabus with well-articulated Edge language, helping each student understand that while doing their coursework, they are also building professional skills. Each of you, whether faculty or staff, alumnus or friend of the university, are a vital member of the UTEP community and the UTEP Edge team. Every day, in so many ways, there are so many opportunities for you to make sure that every one of our student graduates with a competitive edge, with the talent, experience, and articulation necessary for each of his or her professional aspirations and lifelong success. I want to thank all of my colleagues that were here this evening to present on the UTEP Edge. We will all be around after the convocation concludes to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you, Heather. And thank you, President Natalicio. These EDGE high-impact experiences are made possible by the expertise and dedication of our faculty, our staff, our alumni, and our community partners. We can only be successful if all of our faculty's talents, energies, and ideas are tapped. I ask all of you to be a part of this new and exciting EDGE. We have an opportunity to explore and contribute to helping students develop their potential, magnify their creativity, extend their networks, and achieve their dreams through these high-impact experiences. And as the EDGE says, quote, "It is this competitive edge that distinguishes UTEP students from their peers at other institutions and prepares our graduates for leadership and lifelong success. Be a part of the EDGE." And now, if there is no further business, this convocation, a meeting of the general faculty, is now adjourned. And I invite you to join us for a reception in Centennial Plaza. The ushers will direct you. Thank you.